Hello and welcome back to this Let's Play of Planescape Torment with myself, Waze, and the Nameless One. The rest of the party aren't here at the moment because we're in a maze on our own. Now, I've wandered around, I've tried going through them, going back through them, and I also, after getting a bit frustrated, I thought, let's have a look in the inventory and see if there's anything I can use. I don't know if this bronze sphere does anything. I'm going to give that a go, but I'm also going to give this bone-framed journal a go that I picked up. We read through that, so let's use this and see what happens. Okay, seems to be some sort of journal, sheets of dried human skin stretched across a framework of bone, and the sheets of skin have been healed together at the seams, forming a spine of a makeshift book. Looks like the outer sheets of skin form a cover for the other skin sheets locked inside the bone frame. So let's examine the exterior. A series of symbols have been written in blood across the exterior of the sheets of skin, but you can't make them out. They appear to be some form of writing, but they seem to be written upside down, right to left, and at odd angles that make your eyes hurt. Okay, we sort of had that already. Examine the skin. Skin looks to be the same pallor as yours. That's interesting. Its scarred grey surface reminds you of a zombie's hide, and the pages feel more like a cured leather than skin. Okay, let's examine the frame. Despite the crudity of the writing, you have to admit the design of the bone frame is actually quite intricate. The bones have been carved so that they snap neatly together. It looks like the bones can be unhooked from each other, allowing the book to be opened and read. Okay, let's unlock the bone frame. You unlock the bone frame, which unfolds with a neat snap. You open the book and study the pages. They are filled with the same strange series of symbols as were on the exterior cover, and they don't seem to make any sense. Okay, let's try and puzzle out the symbols. Symbols don't seem to follow any pattern, at least any that you can see. The angles in the pictures displayed seem to be completely arbitrary, but you can't be absolutely sure. Okay, try and puzzle out the symbols again. And I get exactly the same answer, it would seem. Try it again. Same answer again. Okay. So keep doing it. Doesn't seem to make any difference. All right, then. Rehook the bone frame and leave the journal alone. Oh, as you rehook the bone frame, you are suddenly struck with a strange thought. That the pages of the interior aren't supposed to make any sense. You, whoever you were at the time, put the symbols there to deceive anyone looking to read the real contents. This must be another one of my journals, which are hidden somewhere else in the journal frame. Okay, examine the bone frame. You examine the edge of the frame and you notice that one of the bones has a hairline fracture around one of its ends. You put your hand over the edge and twist off the top of the bone, revealing a hollow space. Inside the space is a small rolled up scrap of skin. Okay, we'll pull out the skin and read it. This scrap of skin is covered in writing. It looks like someone kept writing over it again and again until it is almost illegible. Nonetheless, you can make out some of the words and some of the symbols. Trapped. Trapped, ladies will be done. Dodge her gaze. Too many I killed. Too many strangle and kill and stop the breath in their throats. There's a way out. I know it. Then I'll give the bladed one the laugh. One of the arches holds the way out. One of them does. One of them has the way out. Can't just keep going through them one at a time. Maybe I should go through one, then walk back to the same portal without... The entry trails off into indecipherable scrawls. For some reason, you have a feeling that was the last entry. Either the incarnation died in the maze or escaped somehow. Great. Okay. Maybe I should go through one, then walk back to the same... Go through one, then walk back to the same portal without... Without what? Okay. Now, hang on, let's have a look. Maybe I should go through one, then walk back to the same portal without... Does that mean walking back through the one you came through, or walking back to the one you came from? Only one way to find out.
Updated my journal.
What does the journal say? Found one of my journals in the lady's mazes, inscribed that it was a piece of skin that had some insane ramblings on it. Whoever I was when I wrote this, I was definitely a few stones short of a portal. Okay. So it's this one here at 9 o'clock. Let's go through here. And let's see if we can walk. That's not what I wanted to do. Walk back to here. Let's see if this is what I meant. I being my insane previous incarnation. And we're going to have to keep fighting shadows because, I hope not, because I will eventually run out of spells. Okay, this is a long route back. No fast forward button that I'm aware of. Let's try going back through this again. Okay, see what happens. Okay, we come out here. Okay, so that... Oh, that's interesting. Before you go through, you come out the opposite. But when I walk back and go through it again, it changes where I come out. So I think I do need to get to this one by going through this process. I just don't know. Now, if we follow this logic, 1, 2, 3, that's jumped 3 along. Then to get to this one, 3, 2, 1, I would have to go to this one, which means I should walk through here to get out here. No. I should walk through this one. Let me get this right. Let me get this right. Give me a second. So I went through this one, walked back, and it bumped me clockwise forward 3. So if I go through this one to here, then walk back and go through this one again, will that bump me to this one again? Sorry, actually. Yep, it's this one I need to get to. What we call that? We call that 20 past. Right, let's deal with this shadow first. And then go through there to bring me out here. If I go back through there, it should take me back to here. And then I need to walk back over to here. Right, let's see if that works. Take care of the shadow first. Let's use a spell for now. Can I actually use that spell? Doesn't seem to be giving me the option. I've already used it. Maybe that's why. Let's use another Axe of Torment. Let's deal with this quickly. Come on. Nice. Let's go through here. Right, is this the one? No, this is the one I want. Actually, that didn't... This is the one I want to go through. 1, 2, 3, if I want to get there. If my theory is correct. So, let's go up here. Go through you. Okay, takes me to here. Now I want to get back to here. Let's see. Let's see if my theory is correct. If not, then I'm just going to have to try going through all of them. If it's arbitrary and random. I'm trying to apply a bit of logic at this stage, so we will see how this works out. Maybe editing stuff out again. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's go through here. It worked! It actually worked. Okay, go. I'm back! I got out of the maze. Excellent. Let's firstly make sure I'm actually recording. And I am. And let's save that. Okay. Okay. There we go. Doesn't say anything. I'm not sure what I gained from that. Well, I know what I gained from that. I gained a journal.
Ignosperm people.
Yeah, Ignis, don't be burning anyone if that's okay with you.
I'm gone.
Now, there was something else I remember before we went to the maze. We were actually heading somewhere. We were going to see Dianara's father. Was he in the Clark's ward? Let's find out. The Advocate's home. Yes, he was.
Done.
Okay. Let's do this. Was it 51AA, I think? Am I in the right place? I am. Let's see if he knows anything about that. You see Iannis. He turns as you enter and affixes you with a tired gaze. There are dark sacs beneath his eyes. He looks like he's not been sleeping. Greetings, Iannis. You again. Iannis frowns slightly as he stares at you. What is it you want this time? I had some questions. Don't know about the fire or the daughter. What is an advocate again? An advocate helps others navigate the labyrinths of Sigil's legal system, arranges legacies for citizens to ensure that their property is divided as they choose upon death, defends those in Sigil's courts who have been wrongly accused. He pauses. Did you need help in any of these areas? Actually, I believe you have a legacy for me. Indeed? Very well. Do you remember the legacy in question? I do. The legacy number is 51AA, I believe. He looks at you in surprise as you name the legacy. That is extremely old. Are you certain? A shocked look comes upon his face. I hope that wasn't one of the ones that was burned. How old is it exactly? Well, Iannis ponders it for a moment. Several decades, at least. Okay, you said it might have been burned. This is the whole fire thing, isn't it? Iannis looks saddened. Yes, this office was the target of a senseless act of vandalism. A year ago, we had a break-in here at the office. The vandal's sole desire seemed to be to burn my legal documentation. Much was lost. A shame, really. Sigil can be quite wearing on a person's faith. He seems to lose an inch as he mentions Sigil. The vandal only damaged certain documents. They're replaceable. Okay, can you check and see if the legacy still exists, please? He nods quickly. Oh, yes, of course. It will take a moment. Okay, I'll wait. Iannis returns, nodding. Yes, fortunately, it was unharmed by the fire. All the articles are safe. Excellent. Excellent. Could I collect on it? I am the beneficiary. Of course. Sign here and here on the dotted line. There and there. All right. There we are. That should be the last of the paperwork. Here are all the items that were in the vault. One looks like a Foundry receipt, though quite an old one, to be sure. Did the deceased have something commissioned at the Foundry? I don't really know. Perhaps I'm beginning to think just about anything's possible. Where is the Foundry? I think I've been there before, but if you could refresh my memory.
Updated my journal.
It's located in the lower ward. It's past the Great Gate. Look for a number of Godsman guards at a gate. You should be in the right place. Okay, the lower ward. I don't think there's anything else you can help me with, so let's just check. He's told me about the fire already, but let's ask him again. Nothing much to say about the matter. It was a strange, localized fire. I cannot imagine what would have been precious in the documents that were burned, but someone must have wanted them destroyed. I may have been responsible for the fire. It's actually, yes, that's quite possible, isn't it? Let's be up front. You? What do you mean? It was a magical compulsion that forced me to behave as I did. I may have done it at some point in the past when I was not in my right mind. I regret my actions and ask your forgiveness. But, Iannis looks almost at a loss for words. But why? Some of the things that were burned, they were precious only to me. Irreplaceable. It's likely that one of those mementos or documents was threatening to this other self of mine. I do not believe I will ever know. Your other self? What are you speaking of? I have a peculiar condition. I lose myself on occasion and become someone else for a time. And during that time, my actions are not my own. Iannis frowns. He seems to be thinking the matter over. I have heard of such symptoms of the mind, temporary amnesia, and the emergence of another personality. Then there is the fact that you have chosen to claim responsibility for the crime. I came to... This incarnation, I think, would look to make amends. I came to ask your forgiveness and make amends for your loss, if it's within my power.
Updated my journal.
Iannis frowns and his expression relaxes. There is nothing to forgive. I have come to terms with the loss and no lasting harm has been done. I do not know why the target was chosen, however. There was nothing of value among the documents burned. Would you mind telling me what the documents were? Legacies, mostly. Some very old ones. Okay, legacies. Okay, he's told me this already. Okay, that's all I wish to know. Fair enough, we got some more experience, although no one has leveled up. Let's have a look at what he gave us. A kaleidoscope gem. Oh, damn. I hope I had room. He said he gave me 3 things. I think I may have only had room for 2. Does that mean one of them is on the floor? Yes, it does. Okay. I'm glad I remembered that now. The silver earring can go over here. More, can you hang on to the junk, please? Right, let's go and get this other one.
Gone.
Okay. Strange chunk of rock. Right. Back outside, people. And let's have a look. Okay, kaleidoscope gem. Chromatic orb when held. +1 to all saving throws, +1 to save versus spells, +5% resistance to magic. Usable only by good creatures. Need to check my alignment. This shimmering jewel is actually the corpse of a radiant spirit from the upper plane of Elysium. When these creatures pass away, they leave their shimmering husks behind. These husks are often mistaken for jewels or semi-precious stones. Their essence is still that of harmony and goodness, and they can only be employed by a creature whose heart is filled with good intentions. The kaleidoscopic eye can either be wielded in the hand or placed in an empty eye socket, depending on whether its owner wishes to use it for defense or offense. When held, the user may summon its power to harness ambient light, twist it, and then turn it against his enemies. I like the sound of that. When placed in the owner's eye socket, the eye grafts itself to the wearer's skull and helps shield its new owner. It absorbs a portion of the energies from incoming attacks and provides proof against all manner of magical attacks. That sounds good, too. When the kaleidoscopic eye's offensive power is exhausted, it cracks and turns to dust. It doesn't say that about the defensive one. What does my eye currently do? This is your eye. It looks like it's seen better days. I'm going to put it in my eye. And hang on to my eye. Okay. Yeah, I like the defensive. I like the offensive as well, but I don't like the fact that I lose it. If I need to use it offensively later, I can always take it out. That's the way I see it. Okay, what else have we got? A strange chunk of rock. Stone gullet of Ulfal the Gross. Ulfal. Permanent +1 to save versus poison. 15% resistance to acid. Okay, this is good. Don't tell me this is an eye thing as well. The gurgling stone gullet of Ulfal the Gross is not as well known as most artifacts tend to be. No wars have been waged over it. No betrayals. No epic journeys into the underworld. Only a few moralizing sorcerers, a fat man and his stomach. Okay. As the legend goes, Ulfal the Gross was said to have been a promising practitioner of the art, a sorcerer's apprentice to one of the last seers of Es Anon. That's the crier of Essanon. We still haven't found his tomb yet. Despite his skill at the art, however, his gluttony was the subject of much ridicule among his peers. During the last great massing of Essanon, Elphal was invited to dine at the centre table, but unknown to him, his peers had filled his wine goblet with an elixir of turning flesh to stone to teach the rotund student a lesson. Elphal consumed such great amounts of food and drink during the mass, however, that it diluted the potion's effects. Complaining of a stomachache hours after the feast, the local healers discovered that Elphal's stomach had turned into stone, yet was still capable of digesting food. Elphal lived the rest of his days happily eating, though his gullet was a few pounds heavier than before. When he finally died, his stomach was removed as an oddity, and since then it has wandered the plains in search of new stomachs. To use the artifact, one must consume it. It has the consistency of stale bread. So doing will turn the eater's stomach into the stone gullet. Devouring the stone gullet of Elphal will grant the user the blessing of stone and rock, and slight resistance to stomach acid. Okay. Use. Has anything happened? It's disappeared. Okay. What is my alignment? Neutral good. Okay. Neutral good. I should have checked that before I used the other thing, but I suppose it wouldn't have let me if I hadn't have been good. I wonder what happens if my alignment changes. Does it just cease to work, or does it get destroyed? All these questions. Okay. Not sure what else I've got here, or what's changed. Anything in the journal? Okay. Nope, nothing there. Okay.
Done.
Well, I'm not totally sure what happened there. If anyone knows, and I'm just not looking, then do let me know. Right, okay. Godsman's receipts. A receipt stamped with the symbol of the Godsman, properly redeemed at the Great Foundry. Right, that's where we're going next. We are going to the Great Foundry, which is, he did tell me, it's in the lower ward, I think. So let's do that. I want to go back to Under Sigil as well. I think it's time, because we didn't explore all of that, and maybe there is a portal in there. Because that's somewhere I know we haven't fully explored. Right, the Foundry. The Foundry was it within the marketplace? I think it was, if memory serves me correctly.
All right.
Let's head in here.
Done.
To the lower ward. Who have we got? Oh, actually, while we're in the market, we might as well sell some stuff. You see, Alec, the Merchant of Magic. Good day, Cutter. Nice to see you again. How may I serve you? Let me see your wares, please. Right. Let's see. What do I want to sell? What will he buy? This clipped copper piece. I'm not sure on that, whether that's useful or not. Okay, he doesn't buy any of the stuff that I want to sell. Only the magical stuff, which I would rather hang on to. Let's find somebody else. What about this? What about Anne's? What about you? Will you buy it? Let's have a look at what he... Should be able to get rid of some stuff. I don't think I've got sellable stuff. No. I'm not sure anyone else does either. Is there no one here who will just buy junk? No. I haven't given Ignis anything to sell, to carry. That's rather criminal. All that space. Who else? Who else? Market worker. Mail shopper. What have we got? Too much going on. This is meant to be a market. Where are the people I can sell to? Let's try Cinder. Cinder smiles at you. Come again, have you? What can I be showing you this time? Got some questions. I'll be pleased to answer your questions. He narrows his eyes and gives you a sly smile. About the shop and the wares you see here, that is. I'm not no tout, I'm not. I'm interested in some spells. What does he have? How much money do I have? I have plenty of money. Remove curse. Don't need those at the moment. I already have force missiles. Is there anything I particularly want? Hold undead could be useful. Especially for... I'm not sure if Fall from Grace has that already. Scroll of Blur. Have I learned that one as well? I probably should look at my spells first before I decide. So let me do that. Okay, I'm going to get this one for Dakon because he doesn't have any level 3 or 4 level spells. But this one, I like the idea of this. What man does not feel their body fill with burning shame when mocked by a woman? Fill the ears of your enemies with the derisive scorn of a woman's laughter. Their body shall become clumsy and foolish, easily struck, and confidence shall be leached from their muscles, weakening their blows. Basically, all male creatures with an intelligence of less than 4 in range of the spell must make a saving throw versus spells or get -2 to their attack, AC, and damage rolls for 5 seconds per level of the caster. I think that would be an interesting one. Whether anything is the intelligence thing. So let's do this. Let's get that one. And I think confusion as well is a level 4. Focus of purpose shall become undone. Wander away, stand confused, attack nearest creature, act normal. Let's get that for Dakon as well. Why won't it let me buy that? Let's try doing it with Dakon. Yes. Okay, good. Which is what I wanted to do. I don't want to spend too much. I just wanted to pick up a couple. So that will do. And let's give that to Dakon. And don't tell me the other one's on the floor.
All right.
Hang on, I actually bought that with Dakon, didn't I?
Enduring, grow strong.
Okay, let's copy the spell. Good. Might as well copy that one. Already in the character's spellbook. Fair enough. Confusion. Good. And Scroll of Armor. Perfect. Let's get these into Dakon's... might as well do this twice. Gonna need to sleep first. And confusion. Done. That will do. Don't think I have any more. This Godsman receipt. Where is the Foundry? What am I missing here? I'm fairly... Laszlo. Is it down here? Is this it? Well, mate, again, do you have some questions I could mayhap be helping you with? Yes. Aye, be pleased to help you if I could. Boy looks grateful not to be toiling over the furnace. What is it I can answer for you? What is this place? This place, he glanced around, it's the open air market. A lot of buyers and sellers come here to set up their kip for the day. I've been here for a good time, been working here for a while under the army da. He looks a little distant. One day I could be running his stall, I could. Okay, what is it you do here? He points proudly at the furnace. Yeah, this has got to be it. The furnace is used to... He shrugs his shoulders. I don't know what it's used for, but my dad says it's important to keep it stoked and burning right. He wipes sweat from his brow and glances about. Is your father one of the merchants here? He nods. Hans is his name. That's my dad's stall over there. Okay, that's where we're going. Actually, what kind of goods are available? Buy some weapons. Okay, Doesn't like he says anything. Where's Anne's gone? Come on. Let me through. Like to see your wares. No, he doesn't buy any of the rubbish. We can just give it all to Ignis anyway. Why can't I get... I have some questions. That's what I should be doing. What's the furnace used for? He glanced at the furnace, then lowers his voice. Furnace does nothing other than teach me lazy boy responsibility. That boy's always yapping and talking and such. Reckons himself a scholar and don't know the value of real work. If you have serious questions, well, he may be better to ask than me. Okay. Let's go back to the boy then. Laszlo. Let's, yes. Why does everyone... Doesn't seem to have an option. I'm a bit flummoxed by this at the moment. Who else do I need to speak to? He did say the lower ward. He did say the Foundry. Okay, let's go through it. What can you tell me about this ward? Oh, this here is the lower ward. Common folk live here, like me and me dad. His eyes widen a bit. He looks excited. Do you know why it's called the lower ward? No, why is it called the lower ward? Well, as it's reckoned, the ward's got a mess of portals to the lower planes all riddled through it like cheese, so it does. So I suppose that's why the name's stuck. He smiles proudly. Why are there so many lower plane portals here? He shrugs. It's a mystery to me as it is to you, Cutter. Not sure if there's a reason for the portals as much as just circumstances. Could be the lady's will, could just be chance, suppose. He shrugs again. Do any creatures ever come out of these portals? His eyes grow a little wider. Aye, they do. Most of them just stop in through. He swallows nervously and looks worried. You look nervous. You've seen this for yourself? Aye, I've seen it. He pauses and swallows again. It was just last week or so I saw a couple Abishai come through a portal. They talked a good bit and then one of them went back through. The one that stayed is still there. He frowns. What were they talking about? I don't know for sure. To me it was just hissing and such. But I think they was talking about the tower. The tower?
Updated my journal.
Aye, that's one of the strangest sights to be in the ward. No one really knows how long that scarred old tower's been around. You can't get into it, you know. Bolted up tighter than a chastity belt. I'd be curious to know what's in there. He thinks for a moment. The Abishai was gesturing at the tower and the portal. They was looking for the key, I bet. Okay, what key? The key to the portal that leads to the tower. Every portal has a key that opens it to somewhere. The key can be a gesture, an item, or even a thought. Many have tried hard to get into the tower. No matter how hard you try, you fail. Maybe the secret to getting in is to not want to get in.
Updated my journal.
Okay. I don't know, Cutter, maybe. Okay, can you tell me where it's located?
Updated my journal.
He stops to think for a moment. There's a drawbridge-like contraption back of the tower, east of the market. That's where it is. He gets a faraway look. Okay. Why does everyone seem to have yellow skin around here? It's the sickness it is, caused by the bad air. What with the smoke and all the factory smogs, it can get pretty hard to breathe easily round here. He shrugs. Some days it's not good to be out when the smog lingers too long. They can scald your eyes right out of the skull. So it said. Can't something be done about it? I don't know. At times, winds come from the spire and blow the city clear of smog. But that's not as often as would be liked. He blinks, glances around, then shrugs. Ladies will, I guess. Don't make much sense, but then little does if you look at it long enough. That's a fair point. Anything worth seeing around here? Not much to see. The Great Foundry's impressive, though. You might check that out. Okay. It's obviously not in here. That's just the furnace, not the Foundry. Most of the more amazing sights are in some of the upper wards. Might be better to look around there. I hear there's a brothel there, a festal, and some other places that are more interesting. Don't know for sure. I've been here all my life. Okay, tell me about the Foundry. Centre of the ward, pretty much. An impressive structure, to be sure. You can't miss it, just dead north. You know it by the big gates. He marks it on your map. Okay, I might as well ask about the Believers while I'm here. They've got a bunch of names. Believers, Godsmen, Believers of the Source. We mostly just call them Godsmen. They have their kip in the Great Foundry, and they seem to get by pretty well. They're a pleasant bunch. They believe that everybody can be great as the powers even, if you just strive to reach it. It might mean you have to start life over a bunch of times, but you'll eventually get there after a time. So they're another faction here then. What faction are you? He smiles. Oh, me and me dad are Indepts. We're a faction that's not really a faction. We're a faction that believes that people are free to do as they will. We're a pretty loose bunch, and we don't take too kindly to making or obeying other factions. And what's the purpose of all these factions? He glances at you. The factions are thems that govern most of Sigil and the day-to-day business. There's a bunch. There's the dead, the dustmen, that take care of all the dead bodies on the streets. Then there's the governors that make the laws, and the sensates. There's a number of factions. Here in the lower ward, we mostly deal with the Believers, the Godsmen. He nods in the distance. They have their kip in the Great Foundry, and they're a pleasant enough bunch. Okay, that will do. That will do. And need to actually find the Foundry, which is probably... This is the Siege Tower. Marketplace. What have we got? Pawn shop. Warehouse, print shop, Siege Tower, Upper Ward, Coffin Maker, Wrecked House. Okay. We're in the centre. So it must be... There must be a way around here somewhere.
Done.
Maybe they're all hanging about outside. Let's get down here. Lenny. We spoke to Lenny before. He wanted us to do a job, didn't he? Right. I think I'm going to leave it there. I think we've made a bit of progress. And finding another journal. Getting out of the maze. Let's see where it takes us. Something tells me the items, what we've got in the Foundry might actually help us on our way. Fingers crossed. Thank you all for watching. I do hope you're well. And until next time, take care.